Howdy, howdy. So again, today we're back with more director tomfoolery. In this one, we're actually going to go ahead and create a client systemd service unit, just like we did in the last one for the server. We're going to do this for the client. We're going to set up the config, create the service units, and start the service. Once we do that, we can actually begin showing what director looks like from different CLI commands, showing the cluster state, health, expiry, etc. We'll dive into that here in just a moment, so let's get started. All right, now it's time to get our client running. So we're here, we're back at our terminal. Let's go ahead and SSH back into our director server node where we have a director server running. And we can actually prove that out using just a very simple status command, director server. And there it is, running in glorious debug. So to get things running in a client mode, we have a lot of options. We can specify it on the command line. We can instantiate a container in client mode, or we can use the systemd service. For this tutorial, we're going to go ahead and use the systemd service to get director client running, and then prove that it's in fact functional within our environment. So here we go. First step, escalate our privileges. Head back into our handy dandy virtual environment. Within our virtual environment, we have the 3 different director entry points. In the last tutorial, which will have a link somewhere up there, we used the director server systemd entry point, which created our basic config file and started our service. In this one, we're going to go ahead and run director client systemd. And that's it. Just like before, it lets us know that in order to make this effective, we need to reload the systemd daemon. But before we do that, let's go ahead and take a look at our systemd service. Again, director is here, it's running, and it will start after networking. Once that's up and running, it tells it what user to use and what executable to use. Director knows where it was installed. And when you run this entry point, it will create the systemd service unit file using the path where it was installed. Here it is, running out of a virtual environment, which is great. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So, on failure, it'll restart, and it sets up our counting properties. The slice is the director slice, and that's great for isolation. Our server will be in the director slice, and our client will be in the director slice, which is awesome. So let's go ahead and reload the systemd daemon. And now let's check the status. It's inactive and dead. So let's start it. And there it is, running in all of its glory. It established a connection and it's awaiting transfers, right? It's ready to go. So let's prove that. In the last tutorial, we showed that the director server was running, and we showed that it was running within the director slice. So let's go ahead and prove that out real quick. Right there at the top, director server, director client. And we can see that the application is in fact running. So now what we want to do is go ahead and make sure that the director server sees the director client. In order to do that, you can just run director manage list nodes. And we can see that we have one node with an expiry of 170 seconds. So if that node does not check in to the director, it will expire within 170 seconds. Now that's continually updating. And actually we can change that if we, want that to be not which, watch. If we want that to be faster or slower, we can. We can adjust that on the command line. But for the purpose of this tutorial, we're leaving it at the default. So here we're just going to go ahead and watch the expiry countdown until its next check-in, which is within 60 seconds. And there it is. Within 60 seconds, the time checked back in. It went from 120 to 170. What's interesting about this is that whatever you set the heartbeat at, the expiry will be 3 times longer. So if effectively the node gets whatever the heartbeat is times 3 to check in before it's marked as dead and taken out of the pool. That's awesome because it means that you don't have to actually manage an active inventory of nodes. All you have to do is know what is available to you. In this case, we can see that we have dfnex c0.local domain. The host name is used as the agent as it's registered within the client. Easy peasy. Not a lot to it. Well, that was crazy easy, right? Basically run one command, talk about a service unit, and list a node? I know. Crazy. It's crazy. Anyways, thanks again for watching. Appreciate you being here. Like, subscribe, chat, follow me on my various socials at Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, all of the different things. It's all Peznauts. Peznauts all over the place. Check out peznauts.com as we develop more for Director and show how it actually can be used in real-world applications. In the next couple of videos, we'll actually go ahead and start bootstrapping an environment and talking about encryption for messaging within Director itself. So stay tuned to that. That's going to be stupid exciting, especially if you're a nerd like me.